So talk to us a little bit about where the demand is coming from.
Well, Sarah, it's the same for all Americans. We all want to protect our families. We want to protect ourselves. If we can, we love to live to be 120. But unfortunately, with the coronavirus and this current pandemic, unfortunately, it's hard to stay safe. None of us understand where it's coming from or why. And one of the ways to reduce the odds when you have to travel, when you have to be there, the entrepreneurs, the business leaders, to keep everyone employed and working so hard to do so, private travel is the way to go. And that's what we found with our growth with Jetted.
But it's so expensive, Glenn. I mean, what is the least amount you can pay for a private flight? And how do you get those costs down? Is there any way to make the economics more accessible to more people?
Well, there are lots of different models out there, Sarah. In our case, one of the things that we do, our owners are only paying $1,600 an hour to operate. Part of that is the airplane, part of that is our business model, and the rest of it is the market demanding and in need of private travel. At the end of the day, it's about physics. If I don't need an airplane to carry 8 people that weighs 20,000 pounds, then maybe I should try to find something else that's in the market. And with our utilization of the Honda Jet Elite, yes, it is that same Honda that builds all of the automotive vehicles. We use the Honda Jet, and it's only a 10,700 pound airplane, but it's still the same speed. It's still as comfortable, as spacious, and as quiet as all of the other airplanes that I've experienced, having flown everything from fighters to Gulfstreams.
But Glenn, just expand on your business model for us a little bit, because you quoted there the price per hour that an owner would cost an owner to fly the planes, but they have to have bought the plane in the first place, albeit a share in the plane with not a full payment up front.
Absolutely, Wilfred. You are buying a piece of the aircraft in relation to our business. In exchange for that, we provide you with the aircraft for a number of days. The greatness about that is you can fly anywhere and everywhere that you want within a normal crew duty day. So a lot of our owners are utilizing the airplane to run their errands. They proceed to meet with the supplier in the morning. In the evenings, they swing down to meet with another customer, and then they return home for the evening activities, to be home for dinner. And especially in today's environment, that's a great tool, given that you can minimize your exposure points to the COVID pandemic.
Using a private plane to run your errands. I doubt the addressable market is everyone in the country. But pivoting a little bit, Glenn, what is the optimum distance for this sort of business model and the sort of plane that you're using? I mean, it's not long-haul travel, is it?
It is not. What we found in our research is that the average traveler is flying about 90 to 120 minutes, so an hour and a half to 2 hours time. They're also only flying with 3 people on average. We can take 6, but if that's not the norm, then what's the need for having an 8 or 10 or 12 passenger aircraft?
So what have you seen in terms of expanded, or what's your vision for how you're going to expand your customer base here? Clearly, people want to fly older parents places in a pandemic. How are you reaching out to those types of people? Because it is a pretty specific, wealthy clientele.
Well, what we found is that typically it's not nearly as expensive as the rest of the industry. Normally, it's about 5 times the cost of what our owners are paying to utilize our service. That being said, when it comes to reaching them, in most cases, people are finding us. Our owners are reaching out to their friends and colleagues, trying to help them, provide them with safer means of travel. These individuals are all walking in the same circles. They're business leaders in our communities. They're civilian leaders in our communities, and they want to make sure that they're taking care of themselves and their friends. If we could expand it to everyone across the country, we most certainly would. But at the end of the day, it is somewhat expensive to operate the aircraft. As far as our is concerned, we are launching our first aircraft to Southeast Asia with my co-founder, Vishal Hiramit. He is running our international operation Jet Club, and we're continually expanding across the country with Jetted and Canada to follow.